Well, in other news this morning, President Trump took an optimistic tone over the weekend while discussing a planned meeting with North Korean leader Kim Jong-un. The president has often touted America's nuclear superiority when it comes to dealing with North Korea, but the mantra for his national security team has now really become diplomacy.
This is a diplomatically led effort. You can see that in action right now. For those who questioned me about whether it was really diplomatically led, I now rest my case with Exhibit A.
A few months ago, President Trump redesignated North Korea as a state sponsor of terror and levied additional sanctions against the nation. Let's now bring in international relations expert Yvonne Davis with her take. So what does this meeting mean, and how does it compare to maybe some past administrations dealing with North Korea?
Over the last 25 years, this is historic. This is a significant breakthrough in terms of a leader of free world meeting with a leader of North Korea. So there's winners on all sides. So from that standpoint alone, getting this meeting could be an impact and a change in foreign policy in that region.
Can it work?
Well, we have to see. The South Korean leadership came at the White House, announced the meeting from the invitation from Kim Jong-un from North Korea. And so now we'll see what the planning process is about. The president wants to meet at the end of May. Of course, his spokesperson dialed it back a bit and said we need some things in place. But yes, I think it can work if we put some things in place like a strategy. There still isn't a strategy that's clear. Perhaps there is an envoy that gets designated to the region. Secretary Tillerson came back. He was sick in Africa, came back. He needs to be more engaged in the process. So we have to lay a good foundation for a meeting that would be quite significant.
Where could possibly a meeting like this take place? You know, you had mentioned like maybe an envoy goes there. You know, are there going to have to be, you know, conditions set? Because we kind of heard a little bit of that being alluded to.
Kim Jong-un said that he wants to denuclearize. I don't believe it 1 second that he wants to do that. I think what he might have is a little security blanket called a miniature nuclear warhead. Maybe he's advanced that some more. And also, too, the sanctions of the massive pressure that the administration has done has worked, because on New Year's Day, Kim Jong-un said the sanctions have impacted his leadership, his country. So from that standpoint, as far as a location, it probably should be a neutral location. It might be in Seoul. It might be near the demilitarized zone. I don't know. Some people have said maybe Geneva or somewhere else. So take both leaders out of the areas for which they lead and have it there. So it just remains to be seen. We still have some time. So we'll see if with the military exercises that'll start after the Paralympic Games, see how that goes, and just to see if the temperaments remain the same, because they've been calling each other names for months.
Yeah, and North Korea has recently been pretty quiet, you know,
pretty quiet with all of this stuff. Much of a response, very quiet. It's been seen as positive. So there's winners all the way around.
That was going to be my next question. You know, who is going to be the winner here? Is it going to be the United States? Is it going to be North Korea, South Korea?
I think all three are winners, but I said on this show last year that Kim Jong-un wants to be the leader to be able to reunite North and South Korea. And if he can do that by leveraging the United States, he would do that. The person that probably is pretending he likes it but doesn't really like it is President Xi Jinping of China, because he's supposed to have the most influence in North Korea. And so I'm estimating there was a slap in the face from Kim Jong-un to the president of China, because he hasn't even talked to him on the phone or met with him. But for him to meet with Donald Trump before he even talked to Xi Jinping is pretty significant. Moon Jae-in, president of South Korea, is also a winner because it was a campaign promise. This is something he wanted to do. President Trump is a winner because he said something has to be different. Well, he surely shook it up when he said, "I'll do it."
All right, Yvonne, thanks for all of your insight. We'll be keeping you tabs on you to tell us what's going on there. Keith, we'll send it back over to you.
All right, thanks, Amanda. Still to come here on the Fox 61 Morning News, we are looking at some of the most common types of fraud in 2017, what you need to know. And we'll take you to the Shoreline, introduce you to a business that has been around for 70 years. A secret for success, and more a little later. And we're going to continue to follow the dismissal of